I'm here with Andrew Mole. He's the Chief Executive and co-founder of pubX. That's a digital AI-powered monetization tool. Welcome to DMEXCO. I want to ask you a question first off. You're described as being in the pubtech category. What exactly is a pubtech?
So we see pubtech as kind of the opposite to ad tech. So it's obviously
the opposite to ad tech.
It's the counterparty to ad tech, yeah. So it's technology that's built specifically for publishers. So obviously you think of ad tech, it facilitates that flow. Of course it naturally touches publishers, but we're the publisher first. So we want to build a kind of pubtech ecosystem, technology that only helps publishers. It doesn't penalize advertisers, but they're our customers. They're not just part of the ecosystem.
Okay, so I'll come on to publishers more in a little minute, but you're also, it's an AI-powered monetization tool. There's a lot of talk here at DMEXCO, there's been a lot of talk here at DMEXCO, Gen AI, major themes here. The application though of AI versus the hype, how is that?
Yeah, so there is a lot of hype, obviously. There's been a lot of hype in these kind of AI winters from like the 60s onwards. What we're trying to do is kind of practically apply AI, so solve a specific problem. There are lots of things that AI is good for, so absorbing lots of data, processing it, making decisions, and kind of filtering things through, which on the publisher side in particular are typically jobs that fall to people. So advertising operations professionals will have to use a lot of data, make decisions in real time. Their counterparts on the buy side, the advertisers, are using machine learning to make those same decisions. So what we're trying to do is apply machine learning, apply automation to specific problems that publishers face to help them solve it. These are all within the realm of monetization. So we're not trying to replace journalists. We're not trying to do, generative.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, yeah, I would say that here, but we really are we're focusing very much on monetization. So what are these routine, high data tasks that are currently done by humans for publishers, where they're getting destroyed because on the buy side they're done by algorithms, machine learning. And it's about empowering these people to be much better at what they do. Because advertising operations professionals, publishers, revenue people, they're all under pressure from their organizations to do more, get more from less. There's obviously a squeeze. What we're trying to do is sort of level the playing field and equip them with the same technology that is every day on the buy side.
So as you said earlier, you are focused on publishers. How do you see that evolving?
So obviously publisher space is an evolving space. There's lots of different types of sites. There's legacy publishers that have evolved into web properties. There's digital first publishers. What we see an evolution in is how we apply the tooling. So for example, we have a dynamic flooring tool which started on display, moves through to video, then it moves to in-app. Can we support different media types? And then beyond that, having gained that trust from doing this one thing well, what else can we do? So what other tasks that publishers are doing fall into that realm? So there's lots of things that if you use data at scale, you can automate, you can help publishers make more revenue, and we're kind of moving through that remit as well.
So what sort of things are those?
So anything where you have to make a decision. So there's, as you know, we're at DMEXCO, there are millions of providers here, millions of vendors. How are you, with limited information, meant to know what the best one is for your site? Not only for your site, what about your site by territory? What about by device type? If someone's accessing from iOS in New York versus a desktop computer in Central Europe, how do you value them differently? And how do you give them the best experience on your site from a monetization perspective? It's those kind of decisions that we think can't really be made by people at the scale they need to, and we're evolving into that space.
And just finally, all those millions of people who are here, you're one of them. How's your DMEXCO been? What have you been getting out of it? And what sort of things have you been trying to get across to people?
Yeah, it's been very good. So we came here to meet current customers. We came here to meet prospective customers. We brought our CTO, Alex, so he can kind of survey the landscape, go into a bit more depth technically. I wanted to see the presence of AI here, so what are people talking about? I think predictably there is a lot of the Gen AI stuff, but there are some interesting conversations, and we're by no means the only people who are trying to do what we're doing. But really, yeah, just meet customers, meet people in person. We're a fully remote company because we started in COVID, so we're still meeting customers now that we've had for 3 years that we haven't been able to meet in person yet. So it's a great experience, and I do think that being able to do it in person adds a lot of value that a Zoom call just doesn't.